So since you're already down here, let's start as you are with the roller under your spine. If you want to take the ball between your thighs, do that as well. And the reason you might want to do that is that it will help you stabilize your body onto the roller, which of course is a little tippy. As you press into your legs here, you probably feel that you can feel that central axis, that line through the center of your body from the pelvic floor up through the throat, engage, and then you can let that be right above the center of the roller so you feel as stable as possible here on something that's round and is designed to tip you off, right? So the good thing about the rollers, of course, is that because they're unstable, you end up working more core when you stay on them. And now here, we'll just begin, feet are grounded, arms out to the side, and you can rock slightly to the right, armpit and hip, and then slightly to the left. Get a nice little massage along the muscles about 2 inches to each side of your spine. And a deep tissue massage into the area around your sacrum, between your shoulder blades, and the base of your skull. This will allow you to really stretch the chest open, particularly if you keep the back of the hands grounded and move away from them and toward each one in turn. So coming back to center, your feet may be only 4 to 5 inches apart. If you need more support in your balance, the feet will naturally go wider, and that's fine too. So here we go. We lift the arms up on the inhale, embrace the air right over the chest. Exhale, pull the arms apart slowly, breathing down, down, down to the ground. And if you're watching this and you don't have a roller, this will still work if you're on the mat. You just won't get the benefit of having the imbalance built into the exercise by being on the roller. And it'll be a little less opening for the chest. So here we go. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, blades knit and hug the roller beneath your body as the arms descend. We'll do this one more time, embracing the air above you, and then releasing slowly back down to the ground. Now, as you lift the arms up, we'll then point the fingers to the ceiling. And on the inhale, let the arms shrug up as high as they go. Reach your fingers into the ceiling above you. And exhale, and then melt the blades down. The blades embrace the roller beneath your body. As you slide the arms up, that'll pull the shoulder blades up and around the curve of your ribs, and then sink the blades down. The collarbones widen, the shoulder blades melt, and the back starts to engage and narrow. We float the arms up again, feel that stretch here, maybe into like the muscle and the skin around the curve of the shoulder, and then exhale, and this sinks down. Your breath just leaves the body, the navel pulls into the spine. Rising again one more time, see how high you can go while still keeping your head and your spine on the roller where it touches, and then release back down. We inhale, turn the palms forward, and exhale, glide the arms down by your hips, the arms parallel to the roller and your spine. Lifting the arms up to the ceiling on the inhale, and then take your exhale to bring the arms back behind you. You're not going to allow the spine to arch additionally at your waist. See a little engagement through the abdominal wall. Now reverse, inhale with the arms lifting to 90 degrees, blades sink down around the roller, exhale all the way forward and down. Still hug that ball, and that's going to help you keep some work into the inner edges of your feet. Lift the arms up, and then exhale and take it back. And another reason why the ball is here is that most of us tend to be tighter and stronger in our lateral leg and weaker in the medial edge. So by hugging the ball, you're starting to fire up those muscles and maybe take a little bit of the work out of the lateral leg. You want to feel some inner thigh work. And if you press enough and pay attention, you may be able to feel the pelvic floor knit together and even your transverse abdominis engage a little bit more. So arms rising and then sinking again. We'll enjoy the stretch as the arms go back. Float the arms through the air, lengthen out here, the blades sliding towards the waist, the fingers reaching behind you, and then reverse, push the air aside, and then all the way down. Now bring your hands to your shoulders, right to right, left to left, pull the elbows in. We pick up the elbows on the inhale, and exhale, circle wide around and down, massaging the muscles here around the shoulder blades, particularly between them, as you get this mobilization of the blades on your back and on top of the roller. Short inhale, longer exhale to pull the abdominal wall knit together at the end of the breath. And shrug your shoulders, really get some mobilization here to help release tension in your neck and the upper back as well. We'll complete with one more circle in this direction. Come around to the bottom, and then let's reverse it. Forward, around, and in. Elbows down, circle wide and around. You want a shorter inhale and a longer exhale. See how quiet and calm your body can be on top of your roller. Really spread your feet, spread your toes, and picture your feet sinking deep into the earth. Where your body floats on the roller here. We'll complete the circle and then extend the arms forward, reach out long through the fingertips, lift the arms up to the ceiling and exhale back by your ears, and then we circle all the way around and forward. So this time, let's just bring the arms up and back on the inhale, and exhale to draw your big snow angels in the air, bringing the hands into the side of your body, and then turn the palms down. Rise again on the inhale. The blades slide towards your waist so that your fingers reach away, and then go further out into the sidewalls, further out towards the end of the mat. Palms down, and we do this once more. Up and back, working for length, not only in your arms, but also in your waistline, front, back, and side. Now reverse it, palms up, circle out wide. Show me your biggest wingspan, feel it yourself, and then exhale, push the hands down, fingers wide open so the palms stretch. And we take this out again. Reach behind you, exhale, and press forward and down, nice and softly to the ground. Two more like this. You can probably feel yourself opening up as you get more mobility in the joint or stretch in the muscles. Deep exhale presses it forward for that last time. And then we'll bring the hands up, diamond arms, thumbs together, index fingers together, elbows wide. And the hands are in the same plane as your arms. As you inhale, the arms swing back over your head. Let me press hand to hand, finger to finger. And exhale, bring it back and just bring the arms down so they float over your belly. We take this back, opening the chest. And then exhale, bring it forward. In your mind, pushing the air out of your lungs with this action. The arms go back, they swing back behind you, and exhale forward again. Remember, the arms go back. It's a challenge that you're not going to overly arch the spine. Keep the same arch that was in it when you got onto your roller, and then bring the arms forward. That's good. Now here we can take the ball out from between the thighs, place it on the side, and come on off of your roller. We'll put that to the side. Everyone. And here, we're going to take the ball under our sacrum to do a little bit of spinal movement. So when you lay down onto your back, the knees will be bent, feet are grounded, and you're going to lift up into a bit of a bridge. So you just push through your feet, hips go up, and then you take the ball right under the sacrum, that big triangular bone near the base of your spine, and then rest on it here. Now just kind of wiggle a little bit and see how good that feels. So let that ball massage into the low back. Be sure it's not too high, which if it's too high up, you'll have more of an arch in your back that would feel uncomfortable and a little bit compressive. Don't do that. And if it's too low, the waist is going to sink to the ground in your pelvic tuck. So we want to take it right on the sacrum, feel the support of the ball as you float on it. But let your weight actually be supported by it. Now here we're going to go into a pelvic tuck and an arch. So I'm going to bring my arms overhead so that you can see my spine if you want to, either while you're here or you'll get a good view if you watch it on the YouTube channel. So as we curl the tail up, you're pressing the waist down and the tail lifts. And what's happening to the ball is it's being squashed into a wedge so that the ball is narrow towards your waist and it's more inflated towards your heels. Can you feel that? And then we want to keep still weight on the ball. You're not coming off, like you're not doing a bridge by pushing up with the butt. You're going to instead rock the tail down and increase the arch in your spine. So now the ball is in a wedge, so it's narrower towards your tailbone and a little higher up into the low back. And you just want to check that everyone feels comfortable with the position of the ball while you're here. So we're moving, as you exhale into the pelvic tuck, the tail rises, and the waist sinks down to the ground. It may not touch, but it's aimed in that direction. You're scooping the belly into the curve of the spine. And then with the arch, you'll feel the tail drop and the belly lift a little bit. You'll feel more of a stretch here from your sternum to the tailbone. Everyone good? So we're just rocking here. We're going to exhale as we go into the pelvic tuck with the tail high and the waist low. And inhale into the arch with the tail dropping and the waistline lifting. It also will pull part of the ribs off the ground probably. Depends on the size of the ball, the length of your spine, and where you have the ball placed. So just be sure it's a comfortable fit for you. And we exhale for every tuck, inhale for every arch. Now come back to center, and you're taking your hands to your waistline. So you want to think about yourself as a cylinder here through your torso, right? We're going to keep the legs as stable as possible. And now as you inhale, tip the right side down and around in a curve. You're still sort of centered on the center of your mat. And then we're going to spiral the waistline around to the left. So if you think about taking your hands on the steering wheel when you're turning, you would be able to see like one hand lift and the other hand lower, but they come around it, they come around the circumference, so they're always like 180 degrees apart, right? So we're doing that with the body. So as one hip goes down and under, the other hip comes up and around and over. And we're just dropping here from the right waistline to the left, and then back again. You should feel that spiral, and then try not to let the knees sway. So you're not doing this by swaying the knees to one side and then the other, because we want to feel that mobility of the pelvic girdle on the leg, on the femur head. Gaze should be up. I'm trying to look both at the camera, see what the picture looks like, and also look at my friends here in the room with me. So you can probably feel this is giving you a diagonal stretch into the back and also some diagonal stretch in the work into the oblique muscles in the front of your body. Does that feel good for everyone? Yes, good. All right, and then we can come on back to center. So if you feel the need to adjust your ball, I just changed my position a little bit because sometimes it also moves underneath you. Just go ahead and do that. Be sure you're happy with it. All right. Now, next we're going to pull both knees into the chest. Lift one knee up, we're centered. And exhale, pull the other one up. And you're going to feel it's much more difficult to hold your balance here, right? Because the ball is even less stable than the roller. And you're going to end up using more core doing exercises here than you would on the mat or on the roller. Extend the legs up to the ceiling, stretch them here. Now from this point, we'll bend the knees and exhale, tap the toes down. Take an inhale here, exhale, pull the knees up and extend the legs up to the ceiling. Let's do it again. So bend the knees, exhale to lower. Inhale, hold it there, find your balance across the ball. Exhale, pull the knees up and reach the legs up to the sky. Bend and lower, use your breath to support your back. Exhale again to find the movement and extend the legs up. Now, if you're finding this too easy, right, you can take your hands off of the ground and repeat so that your elbows are down, but you have a shorter connection through your arms into the ground here. And then we could also try this to, again, diminish the connection to the floor. Reach the arms straight at your side. Just have your fingertips on the ground. Exhale to pull the knees in, lift the legs, stretch them out. Then feel a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Bend the knees down and in, and then exhale, lower. Yes. And if you want more of a challenge, you could try hands floating at your side. So you're only on your shoulder blades while you go. I really feel the increase in the core muscles. The body will have a little tremor in it too, as the small muscles along the spine are working to hold your body stable here on an unstable surface as you're moving. It's one of the ways you get more work out of your Pilates workout. Less connection to the ground, more instability. And then we'll go ahead and lower the feet to the ground here. Okay, just relax the arms at your side, rock a little bit side to side, give your back a little release. And then we'll pull both knees into the chest again, hug the knees in tight. Hands can be to the thighs or to the shins. Round your back in case it feels like it needs that. All right, so now from here, the arms down, we lift legs up to the ceiling. And let's do the external rotation and pull the legs apart sideways. And then exhale to close them again. Now again, you can do less connection to the floor, right? Either by being on your elbows with the fingers up, or by being on the fingertips, maybe the palms down, a little more difficult, only the fingertips to the ground as you open and close. And when you do this, for sure, your legs are going to come apart like equidistant from your central axis line, from the midline point between the legs, because otherwise you'd be tipping and falling to one side. Which is why we challenge it next with the one leg. So I'm going to bring my palms to the ground, elbows to the floor, leave the left leg up and bring the right leg out to the side. Lengthen it there, hold it there for a second. Notice where the work is in your body. Exhale, pull the leg up. And now the right leg is vertical, don't let it fall to the left. It's going to want to go, to the right as the left leg lowers away from it, because your body knows that if it brings the other leg out to the side, you'll have an easier time balancing. So we're going to bring that left leg up, take your time, work it. And again here, one leg is out to the side, it draws an arc down a rainbow towards the ground, where the other leg is vertical here. And then we pull that right leg back up to the left. And then we leave the right leg up in the air and then bring the left leg out and down. Come back up. One final set of these, asymmetrical side split. Pull it up, take your time. You don't want to rush. You want to feel the work in the inner thigh and also feel the work in the core. And here we go. The right leg is vertical, the left leg out to the side and down. And then exhale to bring it on up. All right, and now we bicycle. We're going to take one leg all the way forward and down, slide it in, try to bring the toes to the floor before you pull the leg in. And with this one, maybe a little less connection through your arm, through your fingers into the ground. See if you can find a position that makes you work a little harder. Now with this one, the hips are elevated, so as you reach for the ground, you're getting a little hip extension whenever you touch the foot to the floor. And maybe even before that, if your hips are really tight. And then we'll reverse when you're ready at back pedal. The toes touch down, you skate the foot forward, you lift the leg high. And just one more breath. Legs up, and then fold the knees in. Exhale to lower your feet down. And you'll lift your hips up off the ball and take it out from underneath you, and then settle down to the ground. See what you feel in your body, besides relief, maybe. I sometimes get that when it's time to come off the ball. So from here, just take the ball under your neck. And then slowly turn your head from side to side. Keep the shoulders grounded. Get a nice massage into the neck as you go from one side to the other. Letting the head fall towards the ground and the opposite shoulders sink deeper into the floor. And then back and forth here. I know we do this sometimes on the roller to get a neck massage. This has a little more buoyant feeling to it, and the ball squishes and really supports your neck and head wherever you really need the support. All right, we'll come back to center. And then we're coming up to sitting and using the ball to support us in an upper curl. So it's going to come back. It's going to be somewhere in like near the base of the scapula. Fraulein, if that's something that you are aware of, right? And then when you take it to a place you think might work for you, go back and then sit. So our goal is to let the ball sort of support you in a place where the neck is more vertical and you still feel some work here. And then you can see, because you all here are a little more advanced, right? You can try to pull slightly forward using the abdominals and not drop your whole weight into the ball. So how much you want to feel the work in your upper abs will be variable here, but can you feel how this way your head's not falling out? Because one of the things we find with upper curl and Pilates is sometimes people are like this. They only can get a little bit off, and this is very tension producing in the neck, right? So to come up into a place where you have a little more support is really assistive. Does everyone feel that? And you can change the place where you put the ball. Like, you know, it could be like really pretty low, and you're going to feel maybe more work in the lower abs. Just try a couple of different positions and see what sort of works for you. Yeah. Now, when you're still using the ball, you still want to think that your waist is sinking down. So even when you're on the ball here, try to curl the tail up, press the top of the hips and the waistline down into the ground. You feel that now? So it's an active work. You're not just collapsed on the ball. And then here, we're going to pull the legs in. Tabletop legs. Start pumping the arms with the collarbones sinking in towards the center so that the shoulder blades curve up slightly here at the side of your body. And if you want, you can extend the legs forward. And you can even take them a little bit out and down. Now you can't go maybe as low as you normally would, surprisingly, right? Because you don't have as much connection to a solid surface under your back. So I always thought, like in this, I should be able to take my legs really low, but no, don't. So you want to go to the place where you feel maximum work here in the low abs from the weight of your leg without arching the back. And you still are trying to imprint that waistline and that low back here into the ground. Breathe fully in. Squeeze the legs together, breathe fully out, pull the belly deep and down towards the ground. Everybody okay? I see some stretched up faces. I'm looking for smiles, actually. And one more time. That was amazing, good job. It's really funny that sometimes you think the props are gonna make things easier and it ends up making it harder, right? So from here, we're coming on up and we're doing a roll up. So for this one, if you want a little advanced challenge to this, you know, if you're still using the TheraBand to do your roll-ups, go ahead and do that. But a more advanced challenge will be to take the roller across your mat and then drape your heels over it. So you're resting the roller, you're resting the Achilles tendons on the roller. Give it a shot, and you could also still use the TheraBand with this if you want to. So we're just going to bring the arms forward. Sit up tall if you can, maybe with bent knees slightly. And then start with the pelvic tuck. You curve your way down and try to push the roller away from you as you imprint your spine down into the mat. Come all the way down, control it down, no rush, no falling into the ground. You can walk the roller in under your Achilles if it slipped away like I did. And then here, bring the arms up to the ceiling, unless you're holding the TheraBand. We come up with the arms. You lift the head, neck, and chest. Exhale and pull yourself forward. Again, harder without having more connection to the ground, right? And then you dive over and down low, suck your waist back into the curve of your spine. And you can forget the roller. You can just use the TheraBand. Do whatever's working for you today. And then we're pushing the roller forward and away as you curve down. The arms lower is going to be more supportive. Round your back into the ground, the tail lifting. Keep that upper ab curl as long as possible. And then once you're down all the way, we'll move this again. So coming up again here. Lift the arms, weight in the shoulder blades, lift your head, neck, chest. Exhale and try to pull equally with the two sides of the body. Now we know usually one side is stronger than the other. Like I know my right side will do all the work if I let it. So I have to really think my left side has to participate. And let's go back down again. It's a little easier with the bare band if the band is really wide, so it doesn't cut into your foot, and it gives you more a connection to press into. And then we're taking it down again, push the legs out, try to feel this opening across the front of your hips as you go down. And the same thing if you're just using the bare band, you want to still reach out to the center of each foot while you're doing your roll backs. Coming up, lift again, exhale, pull, and come forward, pounce over your legs. Feel that stretch. The shoulders melting behind you and around to the side of the chest wall. And then we're coming on down once more. Roll it back, lengthen out through your legs. Flow down here into the ground. And then we'll circle the arms around. Good. From here, we're going to throw in another core exercise with your roller. So you can take those drops off your feet. So this one, the hot dog, we're bringing the roller between the knees and between the arches of your feet. And then bringing the legs to a tabletop position so the roller is parallel to the ground. Now, we can do this with the head down. Maybe you want to take your hand slightly behind the back of your thighs, and then you slide the roller forward out through space until you feel that deep abdominal work in the low belly. And notice how the back wants to start to arch. That's your signal that you cannot go any further. In fact, maybe you want to retreat, and we're going to pull the legs back in, trying to hold the roller as parallel as possible to the ground. And then we'll do that again. So inhale, hug the roller and stretch it across the room. It floats in the air here. And you hug it tightly to feel your inner thighs turn on and engage. And then exhale to come on back. If you can, try to really pay attention to your back and notice when the arch in the back starts to increase. The abdominal wall is knitting here, the back is stiffening, and that's fine, but you don't want to get to the point where the knees are so far forward that the back arches and you lose the control from the abdominal wall. Now we have another option too. You can come up into your upper curl. Maybe walk your shoulder blades a little behind you, support your head with your hands, pull the neck long by lifting the head up and looking down into the belly. Now you slide the roller forward again. Just that little bit of extra weight makes a huge difference, right? And then exhale, come on back. And we're working so slowly that you can really be aware of the sensations in your body. And also to increase that load by holding it out for a longer period of time further from your center. I'm just going to do two more. Hug it in here. Yep. Another option is to keep holding the back of the legs. And your hands can slide up and down the legs. So as the leg goes further out, the hands might be lower. As the legs come in, the hands might go higher. But of course, if you do that, you're losing the support for your head and your neck. So you choose what works best for you. And pull it back, and then we'll take the roller off to the side. All right, let's open the arms out to the side, feet apart, the width of your mat, knees still bent. And then let both knees fall to the right as you turn your head to the left. Exhale, come back to center, and then the knees slide over to the left as you turn your head and look to the right. Exhale, center again. Just do that again. It feels really good to rock the spine here. Again, massaging out the sacrum and SI joints. Getting a little bit of a stretch in the lateral leg as you tip away from it. Here we go. And we'll end with a tip over to the left. You can turn your head to the right. Come back to center here. All right, and now we're going to go into the single leg circles with a TheraBand. We work those legs and we want to give them a little chance to release and open up the hip. So using the band, we'll pull the right foot in, place the band around the ball of the foot and pull the arch. And then that's sort of centered in the middle of the band. I have to adjust it. And anchor the elbows at your side. Slide the elbows forward and down, and then extend your left leg down the mat, straight leg directly in front of the socket. You'll pick up the right leg as high as you can bring it, maybe even bend the knee a little bit to bring the leg more vertical. And feel that stretch in the belly of the muscle, not behind the knee, not at the sits bone attachment. Now inhale to point the foot, and exhale to flex the foot. Really articulate through it, heel ball toe ball heel, you lift the heel high. Let's do that again. And we end with a soft point. Then we'll bring the leg across the body on the inhale. Hold the right hip down, circle the leg forward, out around to the side. Sweep it long, bring it up high again, and start the breath all over. Short inhale as you begin the circle. Exhale low, out to the side, and external rotation. Neutral at the top with the toe pointing back over your head. And reach. Keep pushing further and further out into space. And of course, that means you also have to hold on to the band that's tight. We'll do that again. Which, like, I'm not 100% successful at that either. Have it all the way up, and let's go again. See if you can feel that stretch line right across the glute as you cross the leg over into space. And then it's pretty easy to feel the inner thigh stretch as the leg goes out to the side. At the top, we pause and reverse. Out to your right. Push the leg long. You pivot here from your elbows. So you're taking some of the mobility out of the wrist. We're trying to keep the pressure out of the carpal tunnel while you do this. So the hand and the forearm point in the same direction as the leg, as the theraband. Remember, the breath is going to be assisted here too. The inhale is slow, well, it's short, and it's deep. And then it's a long exhale all the way around. Let's get one more here. Inhale maybe for the first quarter of the circle, and exhale for 3/4, coming out so that you're out of breath at the top of the movement. Now here, we're going to readjust the strap and take the band around, and only held in the right hand. The elbow's going to go to the ground. You can take your left hand on your left hip bone and rotate the leg externally, pull it out to the side without tipping the pelvis. We don't want to go up. We're going to keep the left side down to increase the stretch across the front of the pelvis and into the upper thigh. Rock the leg a little bit, very gently here. And that movement should be slow and smooth. Exhale, pull the leg up to the ceiling. We'll switch hands. Cross it over, extending the right arm out. Look at your hand. You can lift the hip if that feels good for your back. If it doesn't, keep the hip down. And you push out into the strap. You pull back with the arm, and you rotate the leg internally until you find the stretch that really hits the spot for you. And now as we come down, you work from the left shoulder to the waist to the right glute to bring the leg up in the air in a beautiful arc. And then we'll pull up higher on the band, pull the foot down and towards your body, getting a nice stretch into the calf with that flexion of the ankle, and a good stretch into the hamstring with the lengthened leg up to the ceiling. And then we fold the knee in, embrace it, the strap comes off. Hug the leg into your body here, and then release it forward. Shake out both legs. You should be able to feel that right leg has dropped and lengthened and is a little more externally rotated. Check it out. Feel even the difference in the angle of the hip bone crest here. And now we can grab the band again and pull your left knee into your body. You want to hug it in tight first. And then we'll find the center of the band around the front of the foot, on the ball of the foot, and the arch. So we'll lift that leg up high. Maybe bend the knee a little bit. Give the hamstring on the side a chance to warm up, to stretch. And then see you can gradually straighten it, even if the foot goes a little forward. Just don't have it so low that it arches your spine again, more than the natural curve of the arch of your back. So we inhale to point, exhale to flex. And you're not just like flopping your foot up and down at the ankle. You want to roll through the foot, reach up to the ball of the foot, then curl the toes over, curl the toes back, and then lift the heel. So definitely want to work that all those joints between the toes and the metatarsals, which are the balls of the feet, as well as working through the ankle joint. And that should feel really luxurious for your feet. Hopefully it does. And then we'll end up in a sub point, maybe lower the leg a little bit away from that vertical place. And we take the leg across the body. As you inhale, keep the hip down. Exhale, go low, out around. And now the right hip is down as the left leg goes out to the left and up to the sky. So push out. Now sometimes if you feel like you need to either pay out the band or choke up on it, you might not like the tension of the band for the support and reach into the leg, in which case just adjust it. And reach again. You want a little bit of stretch available to you so that the leg feels buoyant, even though it gets a lot of support. It still is also working as you go. So bring it diagonally across the body, swing it low, pivot from your elbow, bring it all the way around and up to the top. We'll go for one more because it feels so great. Reach out into the band, stretch the leg to its fullest capacity, come around and up to the top, and here we go for the reverse. Out to the side and forward and low. Pull it across, bring it over, lift it high. Focus on the breath, filling the lungs, and then exhale, pay the air out of your mouth a little bit at a time. At the top of the movement, you should be emptied of breath. You'll also feel that when you start that inhale, the ribs expand, the belly expands, and then as you exhale, you're going to feel the knitting together of the lower abdominal wall. The transversus pulls down tight and deep in order to help push the air out of the lungs. All the way here to the top, and now we'll take those ends of the band in your left hand, elbow is rounded, right hand to right hip, hold that steady, and you bring the leg out to the left. And here, gently rock it a little bit towards your shoulder and away. Again, try to keep the wrists strong and straight, so it's not in a lot of extension here. Maybe even pull the knuckles towards you. You feel like a slight tuning up in the bicep with that. And then we exhale to pull the leg up to the ceiling, work the inner thigh, switch hands at the top. And then you extend the left arm, the right leg crosses, you spiral the hip up and over. So you're thinking here that the hips might be parallel to the wall, the chest is parallel to the ceiling, and then reach out a little bit more through the center of the foot. See how that increases the stretch, only bend the knee if you need to. And then we're pulling the leg closer to the shoulder and rotating it internally. And just notice where all those adjustments take you, where you feel the stretch the best for your body right now. And then we're coming down across the right shoulder to the waist, to the left glute. Pull the leg up in the air, maybe choke up on the band a bit. Let your shoulders fall away into the ground. And then we can fold that knee in and the band slides off to the side. So hug the leg in once more, pull it tight to the chest. Get the compression at the hip after all that stretch and opening, and then slide the leg forward. We'll shake out the legs. And notice how your back has also dropped a bit into the ground, that you feel broader and more supported by the ground. All right, so we are going to come up next and do the ab series using the ball for different variations. So let's come up to sitting here. And we'll take the ball and so let's use it first, taking the ball under the back here for that upper ab curl feeling. You're going to roll back into this. Suck the waist down again, the tail curves up a little bit. And then we'll pull the right leg in, right hand to the ankle, left hand to the knee, and extend the left leg out long, elbows wide and forward. So try to keep your center, stay balanced here, and then inhale, switch the legs. Pull one in tight and the other out long, and switch again. Hold the body as steady as you can. Even try to lift a little bit away from the ball so you have a little higher upper curl here. Feel that work into the front line of your body. And as you're doing this, push the shin up so you can feel that work into your arms and the connection into your abs. We'll do one more set. And then both knees in, lower the feet, come up to sitting, we're taking the ball out. And then we're going to take this into our hands, and as we go into the double leg stretch, the ball is going to first rest on the shins and then go up in the air. So you hold it between the palms. So let's take the ball forward, squeeze it from the armpits, right? Kind of wrap them around your chest wall. Roll back slowly into your best upper arm curl here. And then fold the knees in, rest the ball on your shins. Shins are parallel to the ground. Inner arms and legs lift to the ceiling. Exhale, fold the knees in and place the ball back on your shins. And you reach up and then pull it back. Now, as you get stronger in the upper abs, the legs can go lower, the arms can go further back. Just watch it, you're not arching the back here. So you open this, feel that work in your core, squeeze the ball, bring it back in. And if some of these balls don't have much air, so when you squeeze it, you feel like you don't really have much between your hands, but that's okay. Press it back, pull it forward, and one last one. And then rest your head down. We'll take the ball under your neck. And here, turn your head again side to side. Really feels good to do it there, right? And then we come back, let's take the ball and come up to sitting, roll up. And we're gonna roll back into that upper arm curl position to do scissors. And what will happen here is that you're gonna kick the ball with your shins. The ball's gonna move a little bit side to side, but you're trying to keep it up in the air when you're in the scissors position. So we're gonna hold the ball forward, knees a little bent to begin, press lightly into the ball with the heel of your hand, and then tuck, curve back down. Again, find your upper curl, and then fold the knees in, take the right leg up, left leg forward, and tap the ball twice, and then tap on the other side. You tap 1, 2, remember you're looking down at your abs. The leg will find the ball. You don't have to look up at it. But that would be a mistake because then you start to pull back out of your upper arm curl and feel more in your neck. And then if you need to pull the leg to the ball. And of course, you can also move the ball a little lower so you don't have to kick as high. Left set. And then fold your legs, rest down. Why don't we stretch the legs forward and the arms overhead holding the ball. And just stretch the whole front of the body out right now. Take a deep breath in and then take it out slowly. One more breath like this. Now, double leg, lower lift. So we're coming up again. So roll up, squeeze the ball, we'll help you come up. And here we'll take the ball between the arches of your feet. So legs in parallel. It's embedded in there, like it's stuck inside a wall. Okay? And then we can pull the knees in. Heels are grounded, so the ball doesn't slide out. Roll back to your upper arm curl. Support your head with your hands. Pull the skull up, tipping the gaze down into your abs. Fold the knees in. Lift the legs up to the ceiling, squeeze the ball. The knees can be bent or straight. You're going to take them slightly forward. Again, you know what it feels like, where your end range is, and then exhale and lift the ball up to the sky. So the psoas muscles pay out to lower the legs. It's like you're rowing them with 2 cables, 1 for each leg. And then you roll the cables back up. It's like you winch them in, and then you pay it out. Try not to flatten your back as the legs go forward. In fact, try to lift your head and chest and follow the legs forward as the legs reach away, and then lift your head and chest and come in towards the legs as they lift up to the sky. Once more, push it away. Feel the abdominal workout, the back stiffen, and then come back in. And then let's fold the knees, take the ball in your hands, lower the legs down. And again here, just rest the ball on your belly and just let the knees fall to one side, turn your head, look away. So we're going to roll across the abs while you do this to give them a nice little massage. They've earned it for sure. The last in the series, we know it as the elbow to knee. Here we're going to use the ball down low by your hips to come into a deeper upper arm curl with your twist. So again, let's roll up to sitting. You can extend the legs, hands to the ball, lift the ball up, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, squeeze the ball, come up to any part that's difficult, which could be all of it, right? And then we're going to bend the knees. I'm going to start on my left with the ball, because that way you can see it better, right? So I'm stretching the arms forward and rolling down here into the upper curl with a slight twist. And then I'll pull the left knee in and take the right leg up and out. As I switch the legs, and as you switch your legs, we're going to swing the ball over to the other side and keep your gaze on the ball. Push it as far forward as you can towards the end of your mat, and see how that gives you that rolling from one tip of the shoulder blade to the other. You're still trying to pull the chest forward, which is one of the reasons the ball is so great, because it pulls you forward to the far wall. Coming from one side to the other here, twist, turn, and reach like this, and over we go. Chin tucked in towards the base of your throat. And last set, we end to the right. And then you lay down. Good work, we're done with that ab series. Perfect. So here we're rolling up to sitting. The legs extend, arms back, hug the ball, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, squeeze, and come up, and dive over. All right, we're going onto our sides here and taking the ball under the side of the rib cage into the floor. So here you're gonna lay down onto it. It's not in the armpit, it's a little below. Yep. And you can prop your head up with your arm, and we'll extend the legs forward about 30 degrees outline from the spine. Now you might have to lift up, because I'd like you to really think of the tail reaching up and out behind you like a very happy little dog, right? Or a large one if you prefer. And then you can press your front hand in front of your chest, palm flat to the ground. So that's going to give you the most support. Also pull your right elbow in towards your armpit a little bit and feel how that engages the muscles in the sideline underneath you on the right side. Pick up your top leg hip height, flexing both feet. Inhale, you swing the leg forward and try not to lean back with your body. It's going to be a little more difficult than normal because you're on a ball instead of on a solid surface that's stable. And then point the foot, take it back, and don't lean forward with your chest at all. Double pulse with the leg, work from your glutes. So flex to bring it forward, double beat. Point to take it back, double pulse. And think of the head and neck being long, not tucking the ear into the left shoulder. Once more like this, looking straight across the room with your eyes not at your feet. Come back to center, lower the leg. We rotate the leg externally, point the foot to kick it up high, flex the foot and bring it down long, heel to heel. Point to lift, flex to close, and again, point up, flex, close it down. Tap, reverse, go up, point, and lengthen out and away. Flex, lift, point all the way down. One more time, flex here, point, stretch it out. Now you could try taking both hands behind your head here. You're gonna really be on your side seam, and then pull the neck along by pulling the head away from your tail. Now we rotate the top leg externally, développé. So you bend the knee, you slide that foot along the bottom leg, pull the knee in towards the armpit, extend the foot up, flex the foot, and reach out and down. Point and glide. Pull the knee in, extend it up, flex, and press out and down. Let's do that again. Flex all the way down long. Now reverse, straight leg, flex foot up in the air. So look ahead, point the foot, bend the knee, skate the leg down the bottom leg, both legs stretch, you flex to lift, point and bend, and then press it all the way forward. One more time like this. Now the next one's gonna be a bigger challenge because we're doing a circle with the leg. You can try holding your hands like so. It will be easier if you take your left hand down in front of your chest. So you choose and really feel the support of your whole bottom leg, press it into the ground. Now you point the top foot and you bring it forward around, lift it up, go long with the waist, pull the head away from your hip, and circle the leg behind you and through center. So you bring it forward, You can feel like a little bit of weight shift right onto the ball. Just try to minimize that. Hold your torso as steady as you can against this movement. Now we reverse. The leg goes back, open the hip, use the glute, lift it up, around, forward, and down. And again, stretch it behind you, circle, rotate it, keep reaching out into space like you're pushing it into a TheraBand. We did this before on your back. So much more difficult on your side to keep your steadiness here. One last one. Around and down. Nice. So from here, we're coming on up, and I want you just to lay on your back, and when you get there, you're just going to breathe into your lungs as deeply as you can, and see if you notice a difference between the capacity of the right lung and the left. Does anyone notice a difference? Can you describe it?
It's deeper. I don't know why.
Yeah, definitely deeper. Like you could pull more air into that lung.
Yes.
Exactly. And so what happened is, because the ball has been here on the side of your ribs, is you end up releasing the intercostal muscles that are between the ribs. And so that you have more expansion available in the rib cage for the breath. And that means that there's more space for the lung to expand on that side. Yeah. And if we stayed longer on the side, it would be a more noticeable effect. But looking at the time, I was like, oh, we better cut this a little short. And we're going now to the other side. So I hope everyone can feel that. And maybe when you sit up, take a moment to feel, and maybe you'll feel different. Because now I can also feel the expansion to the back of the lung, where the majority of the lung tissue actually is, like back and low. Because as lovely as it is to work our core, we also want to really feel like we're making a difference to our lungs too. Oh, I'm so sorry you're leaving before the second half. Oh my God. Try to do this on your own a little later, right? All right, so here we go. We're going to take this into the left rib cage, below the armpit, and then you come on down. You're going to support your sideline there. And then you stack your hips, extend the legs forward, tail lifts up and out behind you, and reach the top leg long enough to have your feet stacked, right? We can start with the right hand in front of the chest wall, pick up the top leg hip height, and then inhale to glide the leg forward, reach out through the tail of the sits bone, and pulse 1, 2. Point the foot, take the leg back, open the hip, and reach back once, twice. Again, bring it forward, double beat here, press it back, and you use your hand to support your skull. Like when the leg goes forward and back, maybe push your head back into your hand, and see if that helps you keep the head steady. The other thing you can do is use the hand to pull the head away from the shoulders, away from the tailbone and leg, and see if that also allows you to lengthen the body, knitting the connective tissue together to like stiffen your body in this position. We'll come back to center, rotate the leg externally, and you may want to try both hands behind the skull again or not. So with the leg externally rotated, we pull the leg up at the point, flex the foot and bring it down, close heel to heel. So point to lift, flex and close, point up, flex out and down. One more like that, point to lift, flex down. Now we reverse. Of course, this is really working the glute medius here at the top of the thigh, point all the way down. That muscle is super important for standing on one leg, which is an important part of walking. And of course, standing. So one more time, flex to lift, point, push it away. Now your développé, you bend the knee up to the ceiling as you slide the foot in, knee to the armpit, extend the leg, flex, and push it out and down. Pull, the knee comes in, lift up, flex, reach it out and down. And one more time here. All the way down, tap and reverse. Go up, point the foot, bend the knee, skate it all the way forward, feel that reach, flex and lift, point, bend, skate it all the way down, flex to rise, point, bend, and pull it all the way down. Rond de jambe, again, you can have your hand in front of you or both hands at your head. Pull the leg forward, up, around, back, and through center. So we're working through ranges of motion we just prepped for, right? The front back and the up down. But now you have to coordinate the movement and hold the body still, not letting the shoulders and chest move away from the position and load of your leg. Let's come center and reverse. Take the leg back, open the hip, lift the leg, rotate it on the socket, come all the way around and down, and do that again. And then one last one. All right. And now here again, we're going to come up a little bit, take the ball out from underneath, and then lay down onto our backs to see if we've now opened up that left rib cage. So I wanted to do this series for you all today so that you would work more core with the instability of the ball here in the side kick series, and also then have the opportunity to feel the expansion and release when you get that tissue massage between the ribs of the intercostal muscles. So hopefully breathing in deeply, you feel a more even expansion of the lungs on the left and the right, and definitely more ability to pull air deeper into the lungs than you had at the beginning of class. All right, so everyone just rest for a second, take a deep breath in, exhale slowly out. It's time to end the class, but of course you're welcome to stay here as long as you can. All right, thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, or next week.